What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blue Clouds TV. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Football Minutes, hosted by me, Zion and Steven, brought to you live by Broad Clouds Media on YouTube platform. We are streaming live on 3 platforms at the same time: Twitter, X, Facebook, and YouTube. Like I said, yes, transfer deadline day drama is upon us as Chelsea are in the thick of it, with a potential drama swap deal for Aston Villa's Duran, a 50 million bid for Lille goal machine Jonathan David, and Poch Mauricio Pochettino for midfield addition. What do we have on the show for you today? Broja to Villa. The young striker could head to Aston Villa in exchange for Duran, but will it be the right move for Chelsea? And can Duran finally unlock the potential under Mauricio Pochettino? If that happened, yes, Jonathan David to rescue. Chelsea are reportedly ready to splash the cash for the prolific Canadian forward, but is he the missing piece in the Chelsea attack? We'll break down the pros and cons on Jonathan David's rumors. Also, Pochettino, yes, midfield wish list. The new boss wants a midfield maestro, but who could be on the radar? Gallagher and Chalobah are attracting a lot of interest, but will they stay or leave the football club? Don't forget to like and subscribe to Blue Clouds Media YouTube channel. And we'll be right back with you guys in just a second. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back again to Football Minutes Live, brought to you by Blue Clouds Media, and the host for the show is Nate Zion and Steven as usual. And today we'll be looking at some few transfer rumors surrounding Chelsea Football Club and others that I know you guys will be very, very interested in. Steven is here with me, but before I get into the nitty-gritty of today's topics and anything, I got to check on my brother and see how he's doing. Stephen G, welcome back again. And how you doing, Mr. G?
Yeah, not doing too bad. How you doing?
Not doing bad either. I'm here. I'm live. I'm very happy. Once I come on the show and hear your voice, I get excited that Chelsea are quiet though. But then,
but are they? Or are we just keeping things quiet?
They are keeping things a little bit quiet, but how long can they hold their peace?
Not doing stuff which we know is false because there's certain stories going around, or we're keeping it quiet so that people don't try and hijack any potential deals for players that they may also be interested in. So, are we quiet or are we keeping things quiet?
I think it depends on how you look at it. They are keeping things a little bit quiet, but how long can they
I
hold their
think we're
peace?
keeping things slightly quiet. I still
Quiet.
think there's stuff to be done in the last couple of days.
I do agree with you. Yes, we are keeping things a little bit quiet. We're not trying to blow things out of proportion because we know definitely a deal or two will be done before the transfer window come to an end. So yes, guys, a deadline day. We got today and tomorrow, but tomorrow, guys, we'll be here almost all day. Trust me, we will be here. Stephen G and I will be here almost all day. So you're not gonna miss anything because we'll be here. If you miss it, if you wake up late and you still tune in to Blue Clouds Media, we're still gonna feed you with all those rumors and the done deals. We'll bring everything, guys. Get excited. Stay with
And
us.
the
Yes,
key
Steven.
thing here
Yeah.
that we need to add, it's not Chelsea specific. A lot of the show is Chelsea specific, but when it comes to deadline day, we try and keep you across deals from all the Premier League clubs and some of the other clubs around Europe as well.
There you go, guys. Check up there. England transfer deadline. We got 2 days, 5 hours, 50 minutes, 55 seconds to go. Right on top of my head. Me and Stevie G said, look up there. 48 seconds, 2 hours, 5 minutes, 50 seconds, 50 minutes to go. Guys, it's not far off. Tomorrow, like I said, we will be sleeping here in the studio. Steven will be sleeping in his studio, and I'll be sleeping in my studio. And we'll bring you all these rumors going on around there. Big up to Gula Mustafa in the building. Big up to you. I hope you're doing very well, my friend. Or my brother. Steven, let's start from Duran. Steven Duran, Broja to Villa. Broja
Mm-hmm.
playing to Villa. I know he's been linked with other football clubs also. There's been some interest from other football clubs. Apparently, reports that I've seen, some other reports that I've seen is Broja to Villa. He's been attracting. He might head towards Aston Villa, but
Mm-hmm.
if Chelsea doesn't get any other striker to help Nicholas Jackson out from, because we've seen many times that we cannot go with that false nine for Kopama in that position. He could be good on one day, but then he faces out. He's not that guy who can be in that position trying to finish those chances, Steven. So definitely a striker has to come in before Broja will move away. Definitely Broja and Gallagher will move. One of these players will move away. Chalobah also, the noise out there that he might leave the football club in this January transfer window. Stephen, what do you have for us?
Yeah, so this is more opinion than fact in terms of what I'm about to say. So first, I would say we know factually, yeah, that the club would want to sell Chalobah, want to sell Broja, and if an option was put on the table in terms of Gallagher at the price we want, we wouldn't reject it. We would happily accept it, but we want about 50 million or so. So whether or not that comes in, I doubt it comes in now. We would have to wait till the summer. But we'll have to see what happens. I expect something to happen with Broja. I think people have seen the reports by now that Wolves had an offer rejected. I wouldn't be surprised if one of Wolves or Wolves or Fulham come in. I think Fulham have inquired about him but not made an actual offer yet. But I could be wrong on that. But I wouldn't be surprised if Fulham do come in. So for me, on the Chelsea side of things, on outgoings, I'm watching Broja in the next couple of days and maybe Chalobah. Incomings, I still think we might make a move for Callum Wilson. I don't think we'll go for John Duran. I think we will go for Wilson. But there could be big movements at other clubs as well that we got to keep an eye on. So it's not going to be just Chelsea on deadline day. There's talks that Jacob Ramsey could be leaving Aston Villa. I think Aston Villa have to to sell, if I'm not mistaken, due to profit and sustainability rules, which is a Premier League's version of financial fair play. So that could be a deal that happens on deadline day that we could definitely keep across. But on the Chelsea side of things, I expect Chalobah potentially and Broja. I'd say Broja's probably more likely than Chalobah.
Okay.
But I wouldn't rule out both leaving. But the beauty of it is, at the end of the day, if Chalobah goes, he's not really been around the team because he's been injured. So we're not exactly losing a player, if that makes sense. We are in terms of numbers, but he's not been around the squad because he's been injured. So he's not someone who's had an impact that we're going to lose and we've got to technically replace. Whereas Broja, he's been around the squad, he's made appearances, so that's someone you have to replace. Otherwise, you're left with Jackson and then false nine options of Nkunku and Cole Palmer. Okay. And then obviously Washington, who's the youngster we got that's in our academies, like another option that'll be even further down the list. So if Broja goes, we have to get a replacement. I wouldn't be surprised if we do end up getting a deal done for Callum Wilson. Maybe it's someone else. I think in the summer we were linked with Ekatike, I think, from PSG.
Yeah. The player that it doesn't get much time.
No, there's now talk that he could go out on loan. So if I remember rightly, we had interest in the summer. So maybe that's something to watch. This is me speculating right now because I seem to remember some sort of talk about Chelsea and Ekatike in the summer. Now they're looking to loan him out. So maybe we see that as an opportunity. We don't have to pay you money to sign him permanently. We can get him on loan, see if he can help us, and then get our real target in the summer.
Damn, man, that's a lot of leaks right there, Stephen Gill. That's a lot of leaks. Guys, I told you, man, if you are not listening, you're missing a lot. I know you probably get your own info. Maybe you dig into, you make some few research. But yeah,
oh, just quickly to add to that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I think I've stated this in the group. I don't know how many times I've stated it on here. We're looking for around 25 million for Chalobah. That's what we're looking for Chalobah. I know I've said on here before we're looking 30 to 35 million for Broja. It seems more towards the higher end of that of 35 million.
That's all pure profit.
But
Steven.
I think we would accept a loan with an obligation on that one. I don't think that one has to be a straight sale right now. I think we'll happily do a loan with obligation because then you're guaranteed that money through the obligation anyway. But I don't think we'll take it if it's an option. I think it has to be a straight sale or a loan with an obligation, not an option.
I think the loan with the obligation to buy, if that doesn't come in, that's why some of these players are still stuck with Chelsea. Listening to the information that you shared with me the other day, said some of the Matson deal.
Of it is that I think it was, if I remember rightly, either Fulham have inquired or they've made an offer and it didn't meet what we wanted. Wolves obviously offered what people refer to as a dry loan. So there was no option, there was no obligation. It was just a loan until the end of the season.
Yeah, for Broja.
So
right?
That's why I'm sort of watching more so Fulham based on that than I am Wolves. But if Wolves come in and they offer some money within there, who knows what can happen in the last couple of days.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like, for now, the big teams haven't done a whole lot. The big teams, the top 5, top 6, haven't done much of the business. But it looks like the mid-table teams who need some reinforcement are the ones doing business at this moment. And if you look at what Fabrizio Romano is also talking about, is Chelsea. Also, there's an interest of Jonathan David. But Fabrizio Romano said reports coming from Lille is Jonathan David is now moving anywhere in the January transfer window. So that's it's still out over there. It means that he's not moving.
Another one that's historical links. Yeah. Chelsea always seem to get linked with him. I said to someone the other day, I think, or it might have been in one of my Discord servers I'm in, right?
Yeah.
I think he scored 1 or 2 goals the other day, and I said, breaking. Chelsea linked with Jonathan David, like mocking it because he scored. Oh, here come the Chelsea links type thing. Well, now it seems there's actual links there. So I wasn't too far off.
Not at all.
It seems I hit the nail on the head.
If the summer Chelsea were linked with 110 or 120 players, in
I
one
think it was about
transfer window.
137, and we signed 11.
Yeah. So that should tell you. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Anyone that, pop the head out of the window, you should expect that person to be highly linked with Chelsea because Chelsea are looking for strikers. To be honest with you, Chelsea having had a prolific striker since the days of Didier Drogba and what's his name? This Spaniard international, Brazilian Spaniard Diego Costa. Since their departure, Chelsea haven't got any prolific striker, and they're looking for a talisman, one that can bank in the goals, give them at least 30 goals a season, 25 goals a season. Even in we can say maybe 25 goals in the Premier League, 10 goals in Europe. That's what we're looking for. That's what Chelsea is looking for at this moment. So, guys, we are still live here, Blue Clouds media channel, and the show name is Football Minutes, hosted by Nee Zion and Stephen G. Right there, we have Londoner over here, and then also the American over here, bringing you the latest Chelsea news across the internet. If you're watching us live on YouTube, yes, you can watch this program on YouTube. Also, we're live on X and also live on Facebook. Football Minutes, Blue Clouds Media on on Facebook. You can find us on that platform also. So yes, we got 2 days, 2 days, 5 hours, 40 minutes, and 54 seconds to go for the transfer deadline day to end in England. So that's the England transfer deadline day up on top of our head. So that's how many hours, days and hours, minutes, seconds we have left on the window. So don't forget, but if the English window closes, there are still others that will be open. So some deals will be going through, and we'll keep you guys updated. Although the English window will be closed, we're still gonna keep you guys updated. Big up to you, RS. RS said, "What's vibe you get in America? Will Trump get elected again?" Apparently, that's what it's looking like. And I can't wait to see my Trump. A little bit of politics, it's okay, not too much, but a little bit of politics. I'm not really a politics guy. I'm not a politician, and I don't really dwell much in politics because they are all, they're all politicians. Remember, they twist your head, get them to vote. Once they come into power, they don't pay attention to you anymore. But yeah, it looks like no matter what you do, there's still going to be a president, and you have to contribute towards that. Trump is leading. Trump is getting there, but don't be surprised when you hear Michelle Obama's name. Don't be surprised. He's been asked a couple times, will she have the interest of running for office? And she said no. But I'm telling you, there are rumors out there, but don't be surprised if you hear that Michelle Obama's name is in there because, what it's looking like is there's going to be a time that Joe Biden is going to step down because that man is really, really gone. He's like a walking dead, man. The man is a walking dead. The time will come, Joe Biden will step down, Michelle Obama will take over and lead America for a while before the presidential election. So that is when, Joe Biden and what's his name, Michelle Obama will contest with President Trump. So don't worry about that. There's still going to be a woman in the mix that we're going to talk about. So thank you very much, RS, for bringing that up. It says I've heard it's very, very popular too. 1B, will he take vote away from Trump? Definitely he will. I mean, she will take some votes away because she's also very, very popular and very respectful person that people really show so much respect to. So definitely. All right. Thank you very much, RS. What else you have in your mind? Drop if it's football related. Drop it. I don't want to go into politics. It might take too much of my time away. We only have an hour over here, so we have some more topics we can digest. But I really, really love you bringing that up on the show. I did give you my perspective. Stephen, do you have any perspective or opinion on RS political question with Trump and American politics?
When it comes to that stuff, what I'm gonna say is I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
Oh, there you go. You see, he doesn't speak much about politics.
I have
but,
views on it.
Yeah, a little bit. You don't have to be too. I mean, yeah, a little bit.
I'm not gonna get into it.
Okay. All right. He doesn't want
to put it that way.
Okay. He doesn't want to get into it, but thank you very much, Aris. What a wonderful question you got over there. But yeah, Trump, he's a man. He never gives up. If you really watch videos and stories of Trump, he never gave up. He never back up too. He wants to fight to the end. Yes, he wants to fight to the end. He wants to be back, and he will because the country is really, really going down, man. And I need the face because it's like we've seen someone in a high level giving a speech and all that kind of stuff. It looks like he's wearing a ski mask. Is he the president? He's always sleeping, man. Joe Biden's always sleeping. Yeah, sleeping Joe, man. He need to wake up. He need to wake up. He's always sleeping, and we're tired of sleeping presidents. We want to play the president has a leg, and we want to see the action. Action president. That's what we want. All right. So, Steven, we're still talking about we know Duran. You said Duran might not work. Maybe Callum Wilson will be the guy that can come in. We've talked about Callum Wilson's injury, Steven. A lot of people don't like it. But so many question marks on Callum Wilson, Stephen G.
I mean, he's missed quite a few games this season, which is unfortunate, right? But as I said the other day, he doesn't miss like many at a time when you think about it, because Newcastle this season, they've been playing midweek because they've been playing in Europe. And then you have the Carabao Cup. They got to the... Did we beat them in the quarterfinals, or was it around before? I think it was the quarterfinals.
I think quarterfinals. Yeah, we beat them in the quarterfinals.
So they got quite deep in that to the quarterfinals where they lost to us. So that went up until what? November. So they were playing pretty much midweek until November, December. So they were playing pretty much every few days, constantly. So his numbers are higher than what they would have normally been for missed games through some of the injuries, because obviously they're playing the midweek games, right?
Yeah.
But despite him missing quite a few games, he's already at something like 8 or 9 goals in the season in all competitions, if not more. So to have that many I think he's missing, I think I just saw it. It was something like he's missed something like 15 games. Yeah.
Yeah.
This season. I think that's what I saw. But if I look at how many goals he scored, right? Callum Wilson. So in the Prem, he's played 14. He started 7. Yeah. He scored 7 goals. So basically, if you want to do the maths on it, whilst he started 14, he started half of those. Yeah. So technically, he averages a goal every other game, and he starts every other game.
Okay.
If we look at the Carabao Cup, he only played 2 games in that this season. Us and Man United, and he scored 1 goal. Right? So again, a goal every other game. Champions League, he played 4 games, started 2, he didn't score. But for the most part, as I've already alluded to, for the most part, he is scoring every other game.
Right.
So if we could find a way to get a loan or something until the end of the season, he's someone that could help us. Despite his injuries, he could help us.
So if you're not gonna rely fully on Callum Wilson, you still have our strikers that we're not gonna have Amanda Broja, whom we can rely on in terms of fitness. He's fit, but he doesn't have the confidence. But then we still have Nico Jackson, which we also know how he plays. That we don't have to dwell much on goals from Jackson, but it's all play around. It's all play in terms of how he plays. Is very, very, very effective. So having Nick and Callum Wilson, look, with all this injury, one injury for Callum Wilson, we have halfway to go, Stephen. Halfway to go. One injury, we might see this guy gone for about a month or 2, and then come back again. I don't wish that, but I would take Callum Wilson better than whatever we have now, because Callum Wilson, to be honest with you, has so much experience in the Premier League. It's way better than Amanda Broja and Nicholas Jackson. So I'll take him for now. But Stephen, is it going to be on the loan terms, or is it going to be a permanent deal in that regard? Because this guy is not young for any football club to be playing with his career. He's not young, so it's a deal that has to be permanent.
I think they would look for a permanent, but I think it could end up being a loan with an option. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Sorry, I'm just checking something because I just saw the
And
comment
how
about
much are they looking at right now for Callum Wilson? I don't have that numbers on my
18
table.
million they
18
want.
million. Oh yeah, 18 to 20 million. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
do. Yeah, I did a video of it.
I'm just quickly checking something because of what RS said in the chat, right? So
Okay.
RS said 6 months Calvert Lewin's
Oh
contract
yeah.
expires, right?
Mhm.
It actually one it expires next season, so it's 18 months, right? And two, he scored 5 goals in 2021-22 season in the Prem
Yeah, I was
in
even going to talk
17
about Calvin
games.
Lewis.
Yeah. Last season, in 17 games again, he scored 2 goals. This season, in 17 games, he scored 3 goals. So from 2021-22 season until what we've played of so far this season, he's played 51 games, got 10 goals, 3 assists, right? In the Premier League. What has Jackson got in the Premier League in 19 appearances this season alone?
Get into double digits.
He's got 7 this season alone. Jackson has.
Okay. That's just for the Premier League, right?
Yeah.
You know,
send it to you
RS, you know, I understand what you're talking about. If you want to rely on if you're talking about a striker who can
Also, we're
score,
talking
it's
about
not,
injuries.
yeah, Calvin Lewin. He's got
If we're
bad
talking about
injuries.
Nee, just quickly, sorry to cut you off, but if we're
That's
talking
all right, go
injuries,
ahead.
to be playing 17 games the last 2 seasons, you obviously have quite a few injury issues and serious injuries.
Yeah, and when that injury happened, it goes for a long time. Thank you very
I've
much.
just sent it to you now.
Okay, I'll check into that. Thank you very much, Stephen G. RS said he plays for relegation team though. He has
Okay, but the season before that, he
has
got something like 17 goals. In 2020/2021,
yeah.
he got 16 goals in 33 appearances.
I'll go for Dominic.
The season before that, he got 13.
Over him, yeah, every day.
So if I look at the table in 2021-22, yeah, the Premier League table.
Yeah.
2020/2021, I said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everton finished 10th, scored 47 goals in the Prem.
He scored how many goals?
That season, he scored 16. I think I said the season before that in 2019-20, he scored 13. And they were 12th.
Okay.
Yeah, 19-20, he scored 13. 2020/21, he got 16. The season after that, 5. The season after that, 2. And then this season, 3. But the last 2 seasons, he played 17 goals. Played 17 goals. Played 17 games. I'll get the right words in a minute.
Okay. All right, Steven. Once Steven getting everything ready, getting the right words ready, let me welcome my brother
I'm
Scala
done.
United.
I'm done.
No, I'm just joking. Scala United. It says you're missing Jackson, which is in itself sad. Yeah, we don't even have Jackson, but we're playing a bit more better. Even without Jackson, since RS said he plays for relegation team, though, has anybody forget about DCL and Ancelotti?
He got double digits for 2 seasons where they finished mid-table. That's not what we need.
He's
also had
a
injury
good team
issues the last
around
2
him.
seasons.
Who
Again,
is Dominic Calvert-Lewin? Okay. Yeah, he was banging the goals for under Ancelotti. That's true, but this guy has some injury. He has some injuries where when it happens, it goes for a very long time. It goes a very long time. I do understand.
I'm trying to get
RS.
his injury history up now.
You like him, but look at his number of goals that he's scored and how many games he's been playing for a season when he's really fit. You
Yeah,
have to weigh all this. You have to think about those injuries. And can he be the guy? Thank
I,
you very much.
me.
Yes, Steven, go ahead. Scala is with us, but go
So
ahead.
in 2021, 2022, he
Yeah,
had a broken toe. He missed 32 games. Nothing you can do about that. Broken bone. It is what it is. Yeah.
yeah,
That was the first season where he played 17 Premier League games and he got 5 goals. Yeah.
mhm,
The next season, which is last season, he had a knee injury and then 2 hamstring injuries. He missed 8 games with the knee injury, 6 games with the first hamstring injury, so you're up to 14. Yeah.
right. Hmm.
And then he missed further 3 with another hamstring injury. So he missed 17 games last season, right?
Yeah,
So if people have an issue with the injury history of Callum Wilson, they should have an issue with Dominic
Calvert Lewin.
Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah,
Calvert-Lewin got a broken cheekbone this season, missed 4 games. My point is, people talk about the injury history of Callum Wilson, but at least even when he's been injured, he's still got a decent number of goals. In terms of he'll come back from injury and he'll still bang in goals. Last season, Callum Wilson missed about half the amount of games. He missed about 9 games. 2 of those were because of Corona. So you
okay,
can't do nothing about that. This season,
perfect.
he's so far missed 16. But he has repetitive hamstring injury issues. That's another issue. But he's still got about 7 goals this season. So that's why I'd take it. He's
All
still
right,
got that
so
amount of goals. Why wouldn't we take it?
all right, so if you look, so from what you're saying, if you look at both players, they have a lot of injuries. Callum Watson, Lewin, Carver Lewin, right? Carver Lewin's also
Yeah,
another player
Calvert
that
Lewin.
RC is talking about. Also another injury pro players, but we have too many of them, more or less, to add any of these injury players. We have to be very, very careful and how we manage these players. If we should get any of them, Carver Lewin or maybe Callum Watson or maybe a young kid, Duran, who has lots of potential talent. Or arguably, he's there's potential in him, as we've done in our whole entire season. Past 2 seasons, we buy potentials, not finished articles. But let me welcome Scala United, please. CCA. We're probably gonna get some updates on Manchester United. Rashford and a whole Martial and a whole lot going on with Eric Ten Hag press conference and everything. Scala is in the building. Mr. Scala, welcome back to Blue Clouds Media, a show, Football Minute show again, live, brought to you by Blue Clouds Media. Take us through the update on Manchester United. But before we get in there, let me ask you this: how you doing, sir?
Yeah, thanks for having me again. I mean, there's everything there, everything and every day there's something happening at United, whether it's off the field or on the field. We are never short of headlines. So you mentioned Rashford. Apparently, he has apologized for his, excursion. There were lots of conflicting reports. Like he went on Wednesday? Did he went on Thursday? And it was reported by a credible journalist from the Athletic. And mind you, Athletic are in direct, like they are like the PR of United. So if they are reporting something, it is pretty much accurate. So they reported that he went on the Thursday, which was, I believe, one night before the game, and Ten Hag had said that I'm not picking you, so you should stay back and train. And he decided to charter a plane and go to Belfast and enjoy a night of tequila and all, enjoy the company of his fiance. So
Was it true
yeah, I
that he
mean, he
was
has
passed
I
out? Was
think
it
the
true
word
that he
I
got
saw
passed
was
out?
something like he went on
mhm.
tequila bender was the word and I saw.
Yep, yeah. So he has accepted that he did that. So there is no dispute on that, and the matter is closed, and he's available for selection against Wolves. So you know, People are very angry about him. They want him sold. Some people want him sold. Some people are, oblivious. They are like, we have got bigger things to worry about. I.e., we are not qualified for Champions League.
Mhm.
And others are like, you should be. This is a very good opportunity for Ineos and all Jim Ratcliffe to set an example, because we just gave Rashford a new contract and he has scored 3 goals in 21 games, which is unacceptable because he's a franchise player, and this is not
That's
this is not how to behave.
that's not a good outcome for how much he makes and how many games he's played. 23 games and he scored just how many goals? Scala, did he say?
3 goals. One of them is a penalty.
Okay, just what? But let me ask you this: why is it so common having this situation with lots of Manchester United players with drinking habits, bad habits, but would you say the culture of Manchester United is why these players are always every generation we have so many of these players are putting up this kind of behavior. We know in the past, George Best has this problem, to me, so rest in peace, has this problem with drinking alcohol many times, and we also know one from Rooney, where Rooney is also one of them. Now we've seen a situation with Greenwood yesterday, was it 2 days ago? I think 2 days ago, scored for his club in Spain.
Yeah,
He's doing very, very well there. Also have another. There was a big saga that came out with his fiance. Now Marcus Rashford also. Then Anthony also another one who went through that the same situation. What is going on with the culture of Manchester United, Scala?
yeah. You mentioned the word culture. That's the biggest issue. We are not. I know. I mean, look, you have to give this Ineos people time, and let's see how they develop or change the culture. But before them, guys, we are a very much a brand. We are not a football team. And when you're not a football team,
Mhm.
you are setting a very wrong example. Like, your actions should be dictated on what you do on the pitch, not off the pitch, right? But
Yeah.
at United, it is very different. We have made so much money, and without even winning anything. Just imagine if we had started doing good thing on the pitch, how much successful the club would be. We are I believe we are like the fourth or third most highest revenue generating club. This is without the debt which the Glazers have put. United is like a commercial machine. Whatever brand you put, they are going to
Mhm.
be successful. So, for example, I'll give you an example.
Mhm.
I mean, you guys know this player like Nacho, right?
Yeah, Gallagher.
Yeah, I don't rate him. I get so much flack from the United fans because you know how this our fan base is. They are so
He's very
emotionally
flashy. He's
invested in
very
any.
flashy. To me, he's very flashy.
Yeah, he is everything wrong with our club at the moment. I put him at the forefront. He's 19 years age and he has already got a big contract. He's got the beach blonde hair. He has had half a good season from the bench, not even starting 11. And everyone is thinking that he's the next coming of his next wonder kid. So,
Uh,
when you put players like that in that position, your culture automatically becomes toxic. That's what Rashford thinks because he has had one good season in 8 years and we have given him 350K or whatever it is. He thinks he's the biggest brand in that club. So no one can touch him. So if he goes out on a bender and no one and he gets caught, he'll be charged only for 2 weeks of wages because we can't sell him because we just gave him a new contract. Who's going to pick up those wages for him? So all these things contribute to that culture you mentioned. So that's why I say the first thing which needs to change is that United has to become a football club again, not a PR and a brand and commercial machine. We need to remove that. We are anyways that. I don't know if you saw this report this week. Like Spurs are the top club to like highest revenue generating club this
yeah.
financial year. I don't know if you read that report.
No, I
And
haven't.
everyone
I
was,
haven't.
yeah, everyone
I,
was on Levy's bike. Like that's all good, but you haven't won anything in 23 years.
oh yeah, yeah.
So
You're talking about Tottenham Hotspur. Yes, I read that one. I read. I didn't
yeah,
read it, but I was listening to the report from some other journalists.
yeah. So when you have clubs like United and Tottenham, all these people who are very much obsessed with off the field things. Spurs literally have a go kart stadium which is getting built. They have so many concerts which are getting done.
Okay.
Obviously, it's a London club, so I expect them to be a bit flashy. But with United, we are a legacy club. Our history is steeped in the footballing culture, but the way we behave, I don't know if you know this, like United have a very very bad reputation in the transfer window. When we
Yeah.
had Arnold and Morto and all these people, like no one takes us seriously. That's why we are getting fleeced for players like Anthony, 85 million, and we are giving in 200k. So what's the motivation of Anthony to perform well? This guy scores a goal and against a League Two side and does a celebration like if he has won the World Cup. So, that's the big problem. That's why I say, like, if you have to look at, I always say there are only three clubs in this world who are very serious about, winning things. One is Real Madrid, one is Man City, and one is Bayern Munich. Rest other clubs, I feel like, they're just there. They're just there for participation. If you don't win anything at Real Madrid, the next day you'll be sacked. That's their culture. Same
Yeah.
goes for Bayern, same goes for Man City. But
And
for
Chelsea
some
and
reason,
Chelsea too.
yeah, Chelsea used to be that under Roman.
Yeah.
You guys, I already mentioned, like, 19 trophies in 23 years. You can change the manager and whatever, but you win trophies. We'll see how this guy does. But I'm saying at the moment, Man City,
Yeah.
Bayern, and these guys. So that's the standard which all of us should be aspiring to be. But
Right.
yeah, man.
Thank
I
you. Thank
mentioned
you.
in Seal, I
Uh,
mentioned this comment on the. I mentioned you this comment as well. You're missing Nicholas Jackson, which
yeah.
itself shows how how
We'll
far
come to
Chelsea are from
Chelsea. We'll
success.
come to Chelsea in a bit. I
Yeah,
know Stephen G got some. We want to pay a little bit of attention to Manchester United Football Club. I still have some few time for you, Manchester United. Let's say we got 4 more minutes to talk about Manchester United. Stephen probably have some few questions for you. Let's move away from the culture. I know maybe Stephen's question will come back to the culture again. But you talk about the culture of Manchester United and all those off the field situations affecting the football club very very highly. Let's talk about transfer situations right now. It's Martial staying? Who is going out and who is coming in? Are there any heavily reliable rumors of any player coming in this window, or who is going out?
yeah. No one's coming in. We are strangled by SSP. The manager has mentioned that there will be no business done. I think that's for every English club, I believe. Like Arsenal are not going to be doing anything. I'm not sure about Chelsea. I read some rumors regarding Conor Gallagher today, so I don't know about you guys. Probably you guys have to educate me about that. But yeah, Martial going to stay. No one is going to buy him, and he's on 200k as well. So he's going to pay him that wages plus give us a transfer fee. The only player who is going out on loan is this Fukendo Pelestri. I don't know if you know him who he is.
Yeah, young player.
So
Yeah, Pelestri. I know. I had
yeah, he's from
another.
Uruguay.
I
He's a
had
winger.
I had lot of noise about him, just like they're doing right now with this Ganacho or whatever his name. Henacho. Yeah, I had the same. They were making the same noise. Pelestri. Now it's Henacho. But go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so he's going to Granada on loan. That's almost done. So I think that's the only outgoing, and so we don't have any other. I don't know if you saw this saw this update from Sevilla. We gave them Hannibal on loan, and they are saying that they already want they want to terminate that loan already. They're saying that he's not ready to be playing for us. I don't know whether it's regards to his behavior or fitness. I'm not sure, but. See, that's the problem. Look at our young players. All these players they are not even worth of taking on load. So
Yeah.
yeah, man, that's the only two things. When he's going to Grenada, that's it.
Okay. Steven, do you have any question for Scala from Manchester United before we move on to Chelsea? He wants to talk about Jackson and the others.
Yeah, mine really is just a simple one of surely the issue at United is Ten Hag, right? Because we've seen a lot of people say Sancho was never an issue for them and he's actually not got problems with discipline and stuff like that, right?
That's right.
So on that one, surely that's on Ten Hag, right? And we've seen that he's sort of left quite a few players out at times for reasons that are probably self-created by him. I mean, I get the Rashford one, 100%. I get the Rashford one. If he's gone out clubbing and all that, like, okay, that's on you. But from the other ones, a lot of it doesn't make sense. It seems like some of it is actually created by him, and then he's just throwing the players under the bus. But also, the thing that I didn't like was, if I remember rightly, yeah, he said all this stuff about Sancho, and like he spoke about him in the media, basically threw him under the bus in front of the media, but he didn't do it for Rashford. That's what I don't get either. So I was wondering, do you think it's actually more of an issue from Ten Hag, or do you think like the players don't respect him and the players are the ones causing the issues?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's definitely from the player's side. The only difference is that Sancho never apologized for. That's what the manager says. That when he apologized, then he is welcome back to the team. But Rashford has apologized and he has owned his mistake. But that doesn't, give. That's not an excuse for him to be, coming back and becoming an automatic selection for Wolves. So, and you mentioned about the fact that there is no complaints from Dortmund. They are so welcoming of him. And I don't know if you saw his social media. He's active again. He's been posting, all these good stuff about where he is now. So yeah, I
But
think
even
look
then, I
when
think
it comes.
quickly though, because you're saying about Dortmund, but I think one of your former managers said the same thing though. Like they never had issues with him, so it's not even just Dortmund
Yeah,
being
Ragnick
like,
said
"Oh,
that.
he's our player now." It's also like former managers.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, I don't think there's a big issue with Sancho. I just feel like Ten Hag, he's very arrogant. He's like very old school. And even if you look at his personality, it comes off very, you cannot gauge what he's trying to think. When you look at Pep and when you look at Klopp, you can, at least get an idea like what kind of people they are. But with Ten Hag, he's very like a mysterious character. Like he'll say one thing, but he'll do another. I mean, if you remember the old Ronaldo saga, he said like in the press conference that there is nothing like that. But Ronaldo in that interview to Piers Morgan, he said that he didn't want to play him. So yeah, man. I mean, look, but my biggest problem with it, Ten Hag is not all these things. My big problem with Ten Hag is like, what is your style of play? I cannot pinpoint you what you're trying to do. That's my biggest problem. Can you believe like Newport County, the League Two side which we played in the FA Cup, had 17 shots against us? Yeah, 17 shots against Manchester United, who are supposed to be one of the biggest club in the world. So that's my big problem with Ten Hag. You do your coaching badges, you are a qualified coach, and within 2 years you cannot establish a style of play. That's my big problem with him. Like I can never tell you what kind of United we are getting. I was listening today morning to certain people talking about Postecoglou. Like he hasn't. He obviously they are knocked out from the cup. But I was listening to this interview by Oliver Skip, and he was saying that Postecoglou he is very. Yeah, he was saying that Oliver Skip. He was saying that Postecoglou, like he's very set in his ways. If you cannot play his brand of football, he will basically call you out. And that's even when you guys beat them, if you remember when they went down to 9 men and you scored 4 goals, and he came out in the press conference and said that that's how we play, mate.
Yeah,
if you remember that press conference.
That's our way. Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember.
So I do respect that because he says that whatever the game is, we only care about how we play, not the opposition. And I do respect that because you are setting a culture, right? And the players will fall in line. And and that is exhibited. Like if you remember the game they played us just 3 weeks back, United Tottenham, they absolutely battered us. We had 2 shots and they had 18 with 9 or 10 players, 9 or 10 first team players missing. So that's my biggest gripe with Ten Hag. Like he hasn't developed a style of play which I can, say like, this is how United play.
Thank you very much, Scala United. Man, what a lot of discussion with Manchester United. You guys, if you're here, a Chelsea fan, or you whatever fan you are, Manchester United fan, your guys here, he's a Manchester United, a true United fan. He support the club with all his heart, and he's giving us info on what is going on with the football club right now. And his name is Scala United. Thank you very much, my brother. This is report coming from I123 Love You Forever sharing this with us. She said, "Big up everyone. Chelsea women and Paris FC are playing live right now. Are there any prediction for the game?"
Yeah, I've got that on my TV at the moment.
Yeah, I got that
playing
one right
YouTube.
now too on my screen, my right hand side, and it's 6 minutes in the game. Definitely Chelsea win it. Definitely Chelsea win it.
Mhm.
They're the knockout
We
stages
rotated a
in the
bit
Champions
because
League.
we're already through. The
Yeah,
interesting one is, I think it's Group C. It has Paris, Paris Saint-Germain. I think Roma are in there, and Bayern Munich, and I can't remember the other team. Right? I think that's their groups, like them three, and then there's one other. But all four teams could qualify, and all four teams could get eliminated. PSG were bottom of that group after, I think, the first two game weeks, and now top of the group, but could
okay.
still get eliminated. So, in terms of the women's game, yeah, some people don't like it, but it's actually, when you sit down and you watch it, if you watch the right teams,
Mhm.
you will enjoy it.
Yeah, very, very interesting. If you guys watch it, I love it. I've been watching it every night. I follow the game, and I just love it. I watch the BSL and then the Champions League games. Sometimes I do watch. I watch Barcelona games. It's also free on the ESPN. The women game sometimes free on ESPN. So I do get a lot of glimpses on how Barcelona is the one I'm looking out for, because Barcelona has been in Chelsea's way 2 times, and this time if we can get them out, they're still strong. Barcelona women are very, very
They could
strong.
potentially win all
Yeah,
their
very
group
strong.
games and finish 18 points out of 18.
All right, so guys, we are live again, and it is transfer deadline day. We got 2 days, 5 hours, 5 minutes, and 29 seconds on the clock for the English or England transfer window to be shut down, but other European countries will still be open. And my brother Scala United is here with us, and Steven is also here with us. We're discussing transfer, some important transfer things going on. We've talked about Jonathan David. Lille will not let this man leave in this January transfer. So Fabrizio Romano has also given us an update on Jonathan David. He's not going anywhere at this moment in time. Broja, a swap deal for Villa. Villa player Duran. Yes, Duran is what we're talking about. At this moment, I don't think Duran will be the guy. It's between Duran Duran and then Callum Wilson. We've talked about Callum Wilson earlier on, which my brother I think RC was also talking about. I think what's his name again? Um, Calvin Lewin, yeah, Calvin Lewin, also another player he was talking about. But I think if Chelsea cannot get Benzema over the line, then they
That
have
ain't
to.
gonna happen.
That's
Benzema
not going to
definitely
happen
ain't happening.
because apparently his wages are very, very high. He
Also,
makes
Saudi don't
3
want to let him
million.
go despite the issues, by the way.
Okay, he makes 3 million a week. 3 million a week, and Chelsea cannot afford to pay. Let's go!
Kirby.
On the update, Kevy on the score sheet. Super Frank Kevy has scored 1 goal for Chelsea. So yeah, Chelsea women are up 1. It's only 9 minutes 23 seconds on the dot. So the women are up again, guys. I told you this score, nice header, nice crossing. I'm sure it will be. I'm not sure who's crossing, but definitely going to be Charles that crossed the ball. I'm not so sure, but it's definitely going to be her. Yeah, it's Charles. I'm very, very sure that's Charles. The way she's running. Yeah, left. Oh, yeah. She wasn't even challenged. So, no, it wasn't Charles. I think.
Was it Aggie?
Yeah, I think so. It wasn't Charles. No,
No,
it
it
wasn't. It wasn't her either. But yeah, the Chelsea women are up 1-0 in the Champions League.
Oh, it was Kankovic.
Kankovic, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm just in the replay again. So yeah, Frank Kirby up in the up there. So Scala is talking about Nicholas Jackson. Chelsea are missing Jackson. See, Jackson doesn't even score goals, but you could tell the
I
presence
mean,
of
he does
Jackson.
score goals, but he also misses a hell of a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, thank you for rephrasing. He scored goals, but then he missed so many chances. But then you could tell that Chelsea are still missing the guy. And reports are saying that Jackson might be or will be in the team sheet tomorrow. He'll be traveling. Probably he will land in England tonight, and he will be in the team on the bench tomorrow. Should in case the team needs him, he will be representing. Scala wants to talk about Jackson. Scala, want to talk about Jackson, right? Before Steven comes in and give us an update on Mauricio Pochettino and Jackson's situation.
Yeah, I mean, look, with Jackson, I think he has done his job. I think for first season he has scored 9 goals,
Yeah.
and if I believe if he scores 6 more goals, he would have been scored. He would have scored more goals than anyone since Diego Costa in 2017. So that's a very good return on investment for a player you paid, I believe, only 30-35 million, if I'm not wrong.
30,
So
36
I
million.
mean, he has already, yeah, so he's he has already outscored Hoyland, so that's a big plus on his start. But I mean, look, if I believe like when I speak of Chelsea, I think eventually you would like to win the Premier League. I mean, that's why you got this
Yeah.
ownership change.
Mhm.
So in that case, in my opinion, I don't feel Jackson could be your main striker. I think he is a good backup option, but I feel like you need that one per guy or someone. I don't think there is anyone, by the way, in the transfer market unless you get Osimhen or Ivan Toney who will score you that 20-25 goals. Because if you look at the striker market, it is so depleted. Like, Haaland, sorry, not Haaland, Lewandowski and Benzema, they are finished. Like, their career is almost over. The only two strikers are left is Haaland and Harry Kane, and none of them play for Chelsea. So, unless you get Ivan Toney or
Yeah.
Osimhen, I mean, look, I don't see like Chelsea winning the league because whatever. I mean, this is not 2004 where you can keep 18 clean sheets under Jose Mourinho and win the league.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yes,
I mean,
Scala.
look, he's a good player, man. He has got the attributes. He's very young as well, and he's a very good backup option for a Chelsea Premier League winning side. But he's not a starter for me. That's all I can say. I mean, you might differ, but I just feel you need that someone. Like when we lost the league to Man City in 2012, and we went on to buy Van Persie, and he scored 24 goals. So yeah, that's my opinion on him.
I mean, I do understand if you say he's not a starter. Yes, for now he's not a starter, but you have to remember he's coming from the Spanish league to another league, trying to adapt to the culture and understand how the English game is like, and even play Mauricio Pochettino's style. He's still naive. He's got a lot more to learn. But then 36 million has given you 7 Premier League games. That's a lot of returns for. Considering how much we paid for him, and you guys paid 80 something million for Rasmus Højlund,
They
and
paid
only 2 goals.
about double, if not just over double.
Yeah, but you should not be comparing to us. I mean, we are not really the benchmark for anything. I mean, you should just compare it with the price and what you're getting. I think for that value, he scored 9 goals, which is very good for a first season, especially
But-
considering the injuries.
But Scala, lots of questions has to be asked in terms of Manchester United. This man, you guys call your coach. His name is Eric Ten Hag. This guy has brought in lots of players with with lots of huge price tag. We even said that we overpay for some of our players. But from how things are going right now, it looks like the talking point is moving towards Manchester United. 80 million on Højlund, and I think Anthony for how much? I don't know if it's 90 million for Anthony. And
Yeah.
look
I
at how
don't
he
think
plays.
He wants to mention that one. That one might hurt a bit much.
Yeah, I feel very
Yeah.
bad saying this, Anthony, and look at another goalkeeper that Eric Ten Hag. All these players that are coming in are being recommended by Eric Ten Hag. Goalkeeper, which even look at the goals he considered in the African Cup of Nations. Look at the goals he considered in the
Bro
African
had
Cup of Nations.
0% save percentage.
He doesn't save nothing.
He doesn't
Anything
Yeah.
that's
save
being
anything.
thrown at Onana, it goes to the back of the net. Everything that goes, even you can throw tomatoes right at him and he can catch it. Nothing. So Ten Hag need to be questioned. I'm not surprised there's no player coming in because none of these players that he brought in have been successful. Scala.
Yeah, I mean that's what happens when you don't have a sporting director. Because if so, for example, if I was a sporting director and Ten Hag comes to me and says that I want to sign Mason Mount for 60 million, you know, I would have said no because first of all, I would ask you, what's your
Uh,
plan? Like,
Sorry,
we don't need
Scala.
Mason
With a
Mount.
Mason Mount, will you say Ten Hag is the one that recommended Mason Mount, or do you think
Yeah,
it's
100%.
Manchester United?
He was obsessed with Mason Mount. If you remember, like we were the only club in for him, and we wanted to give 50 million, but Chelsea were wanting more than that, and we were desperate, obviously, and we decided to pay 55 plus 5 million on add-ons. So it was not like he was not he was like option B. He was the option A. And again, if I was a sporting director, I would definitely ask, like, why do you need him? Where are you going to play? Because Mason Mount, we don't, his profile, we did need him, honestly. And he's so lucky, Ten Hag, that he has got Kobe Mainu coming from the academy who can play CDM.
Mhm.
Because if we didn't have Kobe Mainu, we would be playing Scott McTominay or Amrabat at CDM, and both of them can't do the job, and that's why he's got lucky there. But again, Mason Mount, he has been injured. We don't even I don't even remember that Mason Mount plays for United. That's how
Been
like
injured for a
in,
while, and
Yeah.
yeah, he's been injured. He got injured in May, so he's not been there since. So and let's not
for
forget
a
we
few
gave him
games
the number
injured
7,
early
but
in the
that's for
season.
brand. Yeah, so I mean, we didn't need Mason Mount. So that's why I'm saying, like, you should not be comparing your transfers to us, because we are a big, big, big mess. So
I'll try
35
not
million
to.
for a striker. Yeah, 35 million for a striker who is giving you 9 Premier League goals in his first season, and a young striker as well. That's very good. But again, you have to aspire to be better than Liverpool and Man City, because
Right.
those two are the people trying to challenge for the league. Either you have a front three of people who are scoring, 15 goals each, which could, counterbalance that lack of one striker scoring all the goals, or you get someone who scores all the goals. I mean, that's the only two approach, isn't it? That's how Liverpool won the league. They had Mane and Salah scoring the bulk of the goals. So yeah, because look, I feel like till Haaland is there in the Premier League, I don't think anyone is going to eclipse his record, or anyone is going to outscore him.
Right.
So, however, you are going to win the league, because goals win the league in this era at least.
All right, thank you very much, Scala United. Once again, Stephen G. We let's give an update on Gallagher and Chalobah at this moment in time, attracting a lot of interest. But with any of these two players, who stays and who goes? Stephen, update us, Chelsea fans, if you're listening. Stephen
Mhm.
G. Chelsea fan is co-host of the show. Is giving us an update on Manchester United and Gallagher on Chalobah.
Mhm. Yeah, so as we touched on earlier when we were mentioning Broja, there's interest in Chalobah from quite a few teams, I think, abroad as well, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can't even remember the teams. There was quite a few though.
I
So
think
that's why I said earlier I wouldn't be surprised if something happens. He's starting to get back on grass now and move towards being in at least partial team training. So we see a lot of we've seen quite a few pictures on him on like social media and stuff, almost like they're saying that he's back on grass, can make an offer for him. It's that sort of thing, in my opinion, anyway. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if something happens there. I said earlier I wouldn't be surprised if something happens with Broja. I would not expect anything to happen with Gallagher. Spurs are the main team that we're aware of that are interested in him,
Mhm.
and for them it was mostly about if they could, if they sell Pierre-Emerick Højbjerg,
Yeah.
which hasn't happened, and he is staying until the end of the season. So I have absolutely zero. I have zero expectation of Gallagher leaving. I expect him to stay.
Scala, what do you
Chalobah and Broja, I wouldn't be surprised if they did move.
Scala, what do you think? Gallagher,
He's
would
gone.
you do you think I mean, he's gonna move this January window,
gone.
or what did I say? What did I say, Steven?
He's gone. There's only
Oh,
us.
oh, sorry. Oh, yes. Okay. Then it's just you and I now. It would be nice if you can just tell me I'm dropping off, so I wouldn't throw more questions to him. But yes, Stephen Gallagher, you said from the fan base and even Mauricio Pochettino, if you can read what I said over here, I don't know. Um, okay, yeah. This one says. It's not something you can see, but this one is on my screen right now. It says, "Poch
Oh,
wants
is it from
midfielder.
Facebook?
He wants Gallagher as he wants Gallagher to stay at Chelsea, but he wants to get but Blues will get the deal done for the right price. So apparently, if the price come in and it's very very good, like 50, 60 million, do you still think that Chelsea will keep Gallagher if the right price come in? But
Well,
Poch
if the
wants to
right
keep
price
him,
comes in, he'll go. But
right?
I don't see anyone that's going to pay it when the main team's always been Spurs, and Spurs aren't going to sell because they've not sold. Aren't going to buy him
Right.
rather because they haven't sold Højbjerg.
Okay. So there we are with Conor Gallagher. What about Chalobah? Chalobah.
No, like I said, Chalobah. I wouldn't be surprised if something happens with him.
Okay. Thank you very
Him and
much.
Broja, I wouldn't be surprised if something happens.
So guys, we still have the transfer deadline day going on here on our neck. We'll be
In 2
here.
days.
We'll be here almost all day tomorrow. So guys, stick with us. Do not forget, you, me and Steven, deadline day, we will be live here on this platform. We got nowhere to go. We got a lot of stuff to do, but we will give you what you guys want. Yes, we will provide the necessary tools to discuss the deadline day. Every move that is coming to the Premier League, we'll share with you. It's not just Chelsea. No, we don't do just
Mhm.
Chelsea over here. Every
Deadline day
move.
is everything. It's Premier League. It's big deals in Europe, and
That's right there.
yeah, it's fun. Like, come on, engage in the comments, ask us questions when there's no stories going on. Just let's have some fun on deadline day. You ask us questions. Maybe it's something like, where do we expect this player to end up because they're linked with multiple players or something like that. For
Right.
example, he's not going to now because he's going to Palace, but you know that Blackburn midfielder
No, Steven.
we were linked with. It escaped my head. Wharton or something. Adam Wharton or whatever his
Adam
name is.
Walton, yeah,
We were
yeah, yeah,
linked
yeah.
with him.
Adam
He's
Walton, I
now going to
remember.
Palace, right?
Yeah.
But actually, let's use a better example. Let's use a Chelsea example because we've spoken about it already on this show, right?
Mhm.
Broja and Chalobah both have interest from multiple clubs, right? So maybe you say something like, "Oh, do you expect anything to happen? Where do you expect them to go? There's this club, this club, this club that are interested," or something like that. So it's engaging for you. It gives us something to talk about when there's nothing going on. And it's a bit of fun.
All right, guys. So it's just a bit of fun. So, guys, if you are there and you want to be part of our show tomorrow, yes, grab yourself a bottle of
Well, tomorrow
wine.
and then deadline days on Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, deadline days on Thursday. We got 2 days, just like you see up there. The timer is right there. We got 2 days,
2 days, 4 hours,
4 hours.
and just under 50 minutes until the deadline.
Yeah, 48 minutes and then 52 seconds now as I'm speaking. So, guys, also do not forget, so Blue Clouds Media is live, streaming live on these three platforms: X, YouTube, and Facebook. Wherever you're watching the show from, don't forget to like and subscribe to our platform. It helps the channel, it helps the algorithm. When you subscribe and when you like and you comment on any of our videos, it helps the algorithm knows that people are interested in watching the show. So, okay, what the algorithm does is pushes the channel to different people in different countries, or maybe a lot of people who haven't know much about this platform. So it's very, very important for you to like the video, or even comment or contribute. Stay with us. Stay with us. Stay with our show. There's not much we can say here, but then bring you the transfer news. I'm not Fabrizio Romano, but I have a good opinion on some of these deals that are
Fabrizio
going on.
Romano.
Yeah, he's also been tapping from others. Others also tap from him. Like me, I'll tap from him.
The only
Get some
one that I think doesn't really use other people's news or
Ornstein.
doesn't use it and then not give them credit is Ornstein.
Yeah. So, if you have anything in mind, guys, you want to share with us on the platform whilst we're live here on YouTube, do me a favor, drop your like or drop your question. And I've also sent a link in there if you're still watching us. We still got some few numbers on YouTube watching us live and other platforms. So if you're watching us live, let us know your take on who brings in a player first. Do you think Chelsea is going to send a player out first, or do you think Chelsea will bring in a player first? Which one of them is going to work? Let me know in the comment section below. We got just literally, we're going beyond our streaming time, but I'll give you guys just 10 more minutes. We're going to see if you can get any update. 10 more minutes to make an hour, 20 minutes, and then we'll be done for the day. I'm not prolonging it. I'm not extending any more time. Just 10 more minutes.
Just quick though, as we were saying about Ornstein, giving credit when he isn't first, yeah?
Yeah.
So, Michael Edwards used to be at Liverpool. He left 2 years ago, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
He's part of the reason they've got the squad they've got. He was their director. He was the one that was signing the players, yeah? He left 2 years ago. He's now set up some sort of business to do with data and stuff so they can go to different clubs and stuff like that. He doesn't want a role individually at any club, so he's turned down the chance to rejoin Liverpool, right? Mm-hmm. So Ornstein said Michael Edwards has turned down the chance to rejoin Liverpool. Mike Gordon, I believe that's the one at Liverpool, right? Called last weekend to float the idea of taking senior role at club or FSG, overseeing Liverpool restructure. But Edwards made clear he'll not come back, and then added Athletic because obviously he works for them, and then put Post and then added Romano, giving Romano credit because I believe Romano was first on it. Whereas Romano, sometimes he says a story. I think I've seen it before where, I'll look at Romano's stuff because he does get a lot of good information, yeah? Mm-hmm. But I think I've seen it before where he claimed it was an exclusive and I'd seen it somewhere else a few days before. So it's such a weird coincidence that we were literally talking about Romano and credit, not credit, and then Ornstein giving credit when it's not him, and then that happens.
So there you go. Guys, there you go. Stephen G is giving us some updates on how some of these things work. But, Romano, we know he's got a lot of link all around Europe. Yes, and even Brazil, everywhere in the world. But I think that I think Fulham, either West Ham United or Fulham are trying to make a deal. And that deal, what's his name? Ben Jacob is on top of that deal. If that deal breaks up, all the credit have to go to Ben Jacob. There's one Ghanaian player who is trying to move to West Ham United. I don't know if the deal is going to go through this January or the summer window. But if that deal goes through, I don't want to see Romano claiming any credit for that deal because Ben is on top of that deal. And also, guys, Ben Jacob is also the representative or maybe the top Saudi reporter in England right now. He is the top Saudi reporter in the Saudi Pro League. So I'm watching how things are going for Jacob and everyone there. The reporters. Steven, you have any more news? If there's no news, we can draw the curtains.
Nothing else.
Nothing else. Guys, thank you very much for being here. Scholar United, much love to you. I want to love you forever. RS, big up to you. Gulam Mustafa, big up to everyone that have tuned into the show today. We always say, Lille Desperados.
Hang on to hope.
Absolutely. Hang on to hope. And guys, don't worry too much about tomorrow because tomorrow has taken care of itself. Worry about now. We'll be back again tomorrow with the preview of the Chelsea and it's a Liverpool game, right? Chelsea and a Liverpool game. Live on Blue Clouds Media, Football Menace. Your host, Stephen G and Nice Zion. We are out. See you again, guys. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye for now. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blue Clouds TV.